Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. This is Gigi. Come on and get your walk on. 757. The sun is shining. Y'all see it. It's beautiful this morning. It is cold. I got out of my car. It's 47 degrees. But I'm wrapped up. I'm ready to go. But y'all know what I'm going to say. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it. Oh my goodness. I hope you're having a good morning this morning. And I just wanted to share a gem nugget with you that just was inspired by a picture that I ran across. Um, it was a picture of a little boy. He's looking in a mirror. He has a kind of old briefcase in his hand, a bag in his hand. He's half naked, and he's got on raggedy clothes and all types of things, and he's just looking like, you know, he's at the bottom. But what he sees in the mirror is different. He sees himself in a business suit. He's got a laptop. He's got his black shoes on and his suit and his tie. And it reminded me that I need to remind you, I need to encourage you this morning. And I want you to see your destiny in advance. See your destiny in advance. You know what Romans 4:17 says? It says, calling those things which are not as though they were. Oh my goodness. You got to see your destiny in advance. In Habakkuk, it tells us to write the vision and make it plain. And besides writing the vision, write it, I will be this. I will be this according to what God said. But sometimes you got to call it out. It hasn't happened yet as though it already has taken place. Romans 4:17, I got to read that whole verse. It says, as it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations. And who is being referred to is Abraham. I have made thee a father of many nations before him whom he believed. Okay, Abraham believed even God, who quickeneth the dead and calleth those things which be not as though they were. I got to unpack this a little bit because Abraham, when God came to Abraham and told him to get out of your country, and I'm going to lead you to a land that you don't even know where you're going, and I'm going to make you a father of many nations. At first Abraham couldn't believe that thing because the problem in the beginning, he talking about a father of many nations. He didn't even have the first child. His wife was barren. He was old. He couldn't, but because by faith he believed. You know what God told him also? He said, look at the grains of sand. Can you count them? He says, that's how numerous your seed is going to be. I want you to see the sand. I want you to see how many stars are in the sky. That's what it is. You got to see it in advance. Call those things that are not as though they already are. So you got to see this thing because God is not a liar. When I saw that boy and that picture of that boy, I had a similar vision when I was younger because I used to watch Joyce Meyer. First I heard her on the radio, and then I started seeing her on TV. And God said, I'm going to be calling you to be before large groups of people like that. And not only hearing her on the radio and seeing her on TV, one time, some members of our church, uh, we decided that we were going to go and see her at Rock Church. Rock Church is right here in Virginia Beach. And I got delayed I got there late. And it so happened when I got there, I had to sit in the overflow. And the overflow was the choir loft behind where she was speaking. And as I was watching her speak from behind, God was showing me this vision where he said, you are going to be speaking like that one day to thousands and maybe even millions of people. And I still hold on to that vision. And God has fulfilled that thus far, but he's not finished. I still see it. I still calling it, though it hasn't happened, but it's happened halfway because I'm talking to you. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to thousands of people online around the world in different countries, from South Africa to Sweden to Japan to Canada. But I know God ain't finished with that. I know he says, I'm confident that Paul says, being confident in this one thing, that he that has begun a good work in you will fulfill it. See, he has fulfilled it. He said, don't take it for granted. You people are watching you from around the world. But before I close my eyes, God has already told me that I am going to be standing in front of thousands of people in person. I know it. I'm calling it. Although it hasn't happened. God told me that. He's told me that. I'm not gonna close my eyes until it's fulfilled. Oh, I know it. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe whatever that destiny God has said that you are gonna, because he said he already knows the plans that he has for you. Plans for good and not for evil. Oh my goodness. So whatever those plans are, and this is another thing, you're not too old. You're not too old to see your destiny in advance. You know, a lot of times we encourage our young people to go for their dreams and go for their goal and call those things or not. But it's just not for young people. It's for everybody. You know, y'all look at me. Y'all know I just had a birthday. It's not too late. I know it's going to happen because God said it was going to happen. So I want to just leave that to you. See your destiny in advance, and not just see it. No, just like it says here, call those things which be not as though they were. Oh my gosh. I think that's going to encourage somebody this morning. I know it encouraged me because I know it. I know it's going to be fulfilled before I close my eyes. Again, see your destiny in advance. All right. I wanted to remind you to subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. See, if you hadn't been subscribed, if you hadn't been looking at me this morning, you wouldn't have got that word of encouragement. It's dropping in my spirit that this wasn't just for me. This was for somebody that's watching me this morning special. See your destiny in advance and go beyond that. Call those things that are not as though they were. Oh my goodness. But subscribe to this Gem Nugget channel. Tell somebody else to subscribe if they haven't. Make sure they set themselves up so every time we come on, you will catch this inspiration, because I believe every time I come on with a word, it's for somebody. It is for somebody. So subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. Also want to remind you, this is Tuesday. Join me for Church School Live 7 p.m. Again on the Gem Nugget channel and Facebook Live. Man, this lesson tonight, this is one of my favorite stories. The faith of a Canaanite. Oh my goodness, I have preached so many messages on this one. And guess what? Every time I go to it, I discover something new. I discover something new. So y'all better tune on in. We've been talking about the faith of a Canaanite. You know, even to the point Jesus called her a dog. But she had the faith of a dog. She said, yeah, God, truth, Lord. But even, oh my God, the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the mouth. Oh, I can't get started because I'm getting wound up already. But join me. Oh, I'm teaching from the International Sunday School Lesson Series. What a wonderful series of lessons that relate and we need right now. We need persistent faith. We need the faith. And like it's going to be pointed out tonight, sometimes those that are outside of the faith, like the centurion that was an outsider, like the Canaanite woman that was an outsider, sometimes they have more faith than those of us that should know that God is able and God will do what he said he would do. I'm getting too much into it, but tune in tonight at 7 p.m. I want to make one more announcement. You know, I'm running for the Supermom contest through the Children's Miracle Hospital Network. Y'all been voting. I done jumped up from number 14 to number 10. And I want to make that cut by April the 25th. Y'all go to my Facebook page, Gayle, Gayle, that's how I spell my first name, M. Gilmore. And you go through there, you're going to see that picture of me in my red jacket smiling. So y'all go ahead and hit on it. Give me some votes, give me some votes, give me some votes. I want to make that cut by Thursday. And I have the faith. I believe nothing is impossible. Because I told you what I wanted to do. Because the prize is being on the cover of the women's magazine. Also winning a trip. And also a prize of $20,000 that I have already said I'm going to give half of that to our children's outreach project. And by golly, I think it can happen if you help me out. Come on and vote. Come on and vote. I thank you in advance. I thank you in advance. You got to call those things that are not as though they were. Okay, that fit right in today. So y'all be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll see you this evening getting your Sunday school lesson. Bye-bye.